Well, hey everyone, Dr. Simeon Hein here. Welcome to virtual viewing lesson 2. I've got another really interesting target for you here, so I hope you're ready for some viewing. The real secret to this is to be detached from the outcome. Don't worry too much if you get it or not. I know you're probably thinking, I really want to get it all, write it all down, get everything 100% accurate, but that's really not the main goal of a viewing session. It's really to learn about yourself, how you perceive through your subtle energy channels, kind of your subtle senses, the way the information is transferred from your subconscious mind to the conscious mind. Learning how to interpret that, that's really the whole point of this. And so if you get good target contact, that's great. And if you just seem to have missed it, but you learned something, that's also fine. That's really the whole point, is just to kind of learn more about how you perceive information in many different ways that we do that. And as we can see here, there's other ways that we're just learning about that humans can perceive information. So with that little interesting note, let's go ahead and get started. If you haven't seen the first lesson 1, you probably want to do that one first. Anyway, let's go ahead. Get your page there, blank piece of paper, name, date, and time on the right side of the page. And if you want to relax a few times, breathe, let go of any distractions, any physical or emotional distractions. Exhale a few times and just you want to lower the noise level in your mind. Of course, turn off any instant messaging or email or cell phones for the duration of the session, because that kind of just anticipating that can distract you. So let's go ahead, and you want to draw your ideograms. Put your pen on the page and let it move. This is representative of the target, which I've already selected for you here in advance, and we'll see in a few minutes what it is. Let's see if we can decode it. Put your hand on the page, let your hand move. Okay, now you've got what we call an ideogram. It's kind of like a gestalt, a representation of the whole target, from the way that your subconscious mind sees it. Now let's touch our ideogram a little bit. Touch it, and then let's probe it with our finger with pencil. How does it feel when you touch your ideogram? Pick some basic impressions. Is it hard or soft? Wet or dry? Rough or smooth? Man-made or natural? Any of those feel correct? Or touch it and kind of pick your own. And then let's get some advanced descriptors. What, if you had to pick a very low level now, very basic description, what would you say? Is it land, water, airspace, natural, man-made, live, organic, person, energy, information? Any of those feel correct to you? Pick one. Otherwise, it's okay. Let's try another one, another ideogram. Put your pen back on the page and just let it move. Draw your ideogram. And go ahead. Remember, you don't want to draw it too complicated. Just kind of a basic description of with your kind of muscle motion to describe the feeling of the target. Touch your ideogram now. How does it feel when you touch it? Literally, how does it feel when you put your pen into the ideogram? And touch it again. Hard or soft, wet or dry, smooth, rough, man-made, natural, or any other basic description that you feel that pertains to the target. And then let's go ahead and pick a more advanced description of the target. Is it land or water, airspace, natural, man-made, motion, energy, live, organic, person, or as we say, live, sentient, energy, motion, or information? Any of those feel appropriate. Pick one and write it down right below your ideogram. And now let's go ahead. Pause the video, of course, anytime you need more time. You want to do this really at your own pace, not at mine. Go ahead and let's get some sensories. Sounds. And just write down whatever occurs to you when I give you these cues. Sounds. Textures. Temperatures. Contrasts. Textures. Luminosity. Tastes. Smells. Ambience. Colors. Textures. Temperatures. Sounds. Colors. Textures. luminosity, contrast, tastes, smells, colors, ambience, textures, sounds, colors, sounds, textures, temperatures. And let's see if we can get some dimensions and magnitudes about the target. So, size, shape, patterns, orientation, verticals, horizontals, diagonals, mass, density, space, volume, energetics, size, shape, colors, temperatures, textures, size, direction, velocity, patterns, size, shape, colors, temperatures, textures. Now, in your imagination, let's do a movement exercise. Let's move 500 feet over the target area and describe sounds, textures, colors, patterns, ambience, shape, velocity, direction, patterns, colors. And if you have any distractions, any distracting ideas, just put them off to the right side of the page and let go of them. Anything that's too technicolor or too 3D is probably more imagination than signal contact. Tends to be the case. And let's go ahead and do a sketch. So drop down, get another sheet of paper and do your sketch. Just let your hand move around the page. Where do things belong in the page, things that you've written so far? Any of your magnitudes or dimensions, your descriptors, where do they belong in the page? And you could kind of label the page with arrows where things belong. But use the whole page, let your hand move around, don't constrain it, just let your hand write. And this is what we call a phase 3 sketch. And pause the video if you need more time. Otherwise, continue on with your sketch, fill it in, look back at your data, what you've written down so far. And is there anything that you're perceiving that you haven't written down yet? You want to make sure that you get that down also. And then let's end the session and write a little post-session summary. So just write ending time, and the time wherever it is, wherever you're at right now. Write down what does the target contain, your basic impressions about the target. Not any analysis here, just kind of a summary. What does the target contain? What are some of your impressions about the target area? What are some of your feelings about the target? How does it make you feel? Write some of that down. Pause the video if you need to. And if you're ready, let's go ahead and get the feedback. So your target was these balloons somewhere, a big balloon festival or get together. All sorts of different colors there. If you had things floating in the air, flying in the air, you know, you're making target contact. Different shaped balloons and different colors, reds and yellows and oranges, greens. There's people kind of setting up. Big blue sky, so you might have gotten airspace, naturals, man-made, people, that sort of thing in your target. So anyway, you know, a good session is where you kind of learn something. That's the whole point of this. And I kind of hope that you enjoyed this session. Good job, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.